are still alive and well, thank God.
Amen.
And I grew up in a church. My father was a pastor. My mother was a conductress, then become the first woman bus driver of Jamaica. And I grew up with my siblings, the boys, more than the girls, because I always loved boy things. I always loved to be with my brothers because they're rough and tough, and they treat me like them. My sisters, them use the own thing with them, I'm trying to manage that.
Yeah.
We like to go to the river, catch fish, catch janga. We love to go to the mango bush, the guinea bush. We love to play cricket. I love to play football. I love to do mechanic. I love to play car. I love to do everything that I does. That's how I grew up. So I always attached to my brothers than my sisters.
When you say that, I'm thinking about you going to the river, catching fish, in cricket, doing mechanical things that your brothers did. That's amazing to me.
Yes, I do. After I leave secondary school, because at the moment, that time we didn't have high school at my school. Now it's a high school that's stuck secondary. Now they have it at high, but at that time I used to do auto mechanic there.
So you took, was that a trade in high school?
That was a trade, and that's the trade that I chose.
Wow. Auto mechanic. Mama Nancy. Yeah, tell us.
So after that, I went to a training institute in the neighborhood and, finished there. In between, the music was always there. My brother was doing it at the time, and I did love what he was doing. So I said either or either, and I chose the music.
So, okay. Your brother, so he was really the dominating influence for music.
Yes, he was. He has always been and always will be.
So what other artists did you listen to?
Well, back in the days, Rankin Joe.
Rankin Joe.
Hugh Brown. Hugh Roy. Rankin Trevor, George and Charlie. Those are the men I used to listen to in them time there.
Wow. And was there any females that was DJing?
There was one female at the time. When I came out, there was one female, but she was a recording artist. That's MUMA Liza.
MUMA Liza, isn't she from Waterhouse?
Yes, MUMA Liza and Kojak.
I see.
I came and I saw her. But she was a recording artist. I was the one who just come in the dance hall and take like that with the man them. You see me?
Yes.
But she was there. When I came, I saw her with Kojak recording like a harmonizer for Kojak.
Where was this? Right. Where was this when you saw MUMA Liza and that like the one?
I saw MUMA Liza in Cockburn Pen. That's where like Kingston 11. I saw her in Cockburn Pen, in Scotland to what Arthur Chairman place for.
So
those times I used to DJ from the country, uptown from St. Andrew, and I, traveling out because my brother I always follow him.
Wow. So you were.
I don't know that I'm there. I'm always there.
I don't think that was ever covered. I don't remember hearing that part of your journey. So thank you for sharing us. So your family, were they supportive because your brother was already becoming this dominating force as a young person in the dancehall arena? Were they supportive of you?
Well, my father was when I was like 15, 16. My father had taken here, and my mother leaves to come here. So I was living with my siblings, my brothers and sisters.
I see.
And them time that them couldn't control me. No.
I mean, you walk on stage with your was it a cigarette? I'll say cigarette since we're.
You get that?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Them couldn't control me. My mother is not there. My father is sick, so them can't tell me what to do. Just go out and do. Yes, to me.
Yes. So.
Just do what I wanted to do.
So would you say that your childhood, being that you grew up mainly with your brothers and sisters because you were somewhere in the middle, would you say that you had a very lively childhood that was positively influenced in a sense?
Or definitely.
You did.
Definitely. Definitely. That makes me the person I am today.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but what I'm saying, I was like the bad weed. Them always say you was the bad weed. Them always say you is the bad weed because we don't take no talk from nobody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just do as I please.
Right.
I know I'm going to get some beat when I come back home, but I am prepared for that.
Really? So you had your childhood was just, I mean, how old were you? It talked about your
16,
first recording.
16.
16. So your first recording.
16, 1-5.
1-5.
Yes.
You know, there's an error in the bio that I have. It's not your fault or anything, just something I pulled offline. It said you had 15 siblings.
Yes, because I do have that.
Oh, that is correct.
These are my mother's children.
Okay.
That's my father's children. I grew up with my mother's children.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, my father
It's a big family.
16 of us.
That's a big family. Yeah. So.
Those are my father's children.
Okay. So you were 15. Were you 15 when you worked with Winston? Or when you were just...
No, I went to Winston Riley when I was 16. I was born in January, the second day of the year.
Yeah.
So I was going on to 17. So 16 that year, I was going on to 17 when I met Winston Riley.
Very young.
General Echo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How was it working with General Echo?
I really miss him every day.
Mm-hmm.
And although it's over 30 years, I remember everything also, how everything went down and how everything happened. I miss him every day, and it was wonderful. He's the one who took me to Winston Riley.
So General Echo took you to Winston Riley because he knew how tough you were. And how was that? Did you have to audition, or how was that?
Oh, no. No audition. No. Audition was my man, I can't go time. No, we are talking about China. Them days they don't do audition. We don't know nothing about audition those days. No. Those days you go into a dance, and I told you I was a dancer DJ.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to a dance, you have media there, and you have like Brigadier General, you have Lone Ranger, you have Welton Ivory, you have Echo, and the dance the capacity is loaded. And everybody DJ, and I made a single woman or a woman alone in the dance. Only DJ, sometimes only have 2 lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And most time it's my brother lyrics I talk, which I still do. And if I talk a tune and the crowd just mash up. But every night when I go out and I talk this lyrics, please mash up. So that's how they know I'm ready to record.
So Winston already knew, when General Echo took you to Winston Riley when you were just 16 years old.
Yes.
Winston Riley was already receptive of you. It wasn't like you had...
Echo tell him already, oh, she bad, man. Girl from Papine, she bad. I'm building for sister, man, she bad.
Mm.
Same time into the studio. So I cut school and I go to the studio.
I was going to ask you about how was your life in school.
Yeah, so I go to school and I'm not stupid.
Of course not.
I did collect all I could,
Mm-hmm.
as I said that, everybody have them own thing.
That's right.
But I did finish because my mother wanted me to do that, which I did. But that's never left on my head anywhere.
Right. So you were...
I will cut sometime.
Right. To go and do your... to go and record.
Of course.
Yes. So tell us now, and look, if you didn't do that, then perhaps you wouldn't have to be the queen of... I'm just saying, of course we're for education. We know that, but everybody has their calling,
Of course they do.
Now,
of course they do.
You were DJing for I Love Music. Occasionally. So that wasn't like the premiere one. The premiere one, was it Stereograph? Was the premiere?
Yes. Stereophonic. It was stereophonic.
So, I'm sorry, stereophonic sound, right?
Yes, that was a sound system with echo. Stereophonic. But I DJ Black Star. But stereophonic was like my stable sound.
Thank you for...
It's a stable sound. Stereophonic was a stable sound. Because those days, you have the sound system of the stable DJ.
Mm-hmm.
But once in a while, other DJ would go there and work, same way. So that stereophonic was my stable sound. But I work other sound system also.
So the stereophonic, when you were recording with Winston Riley, were you still with Stereophonic Sound?
Oh, yes, I was. I was with Stereophonic up to the time when General Echo and Stereophonic himself passed away.
Wow.
That's when I left. Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That shows a lot about your history with people that you're working around to make you greater, in your
Maybe,
sound.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. You're loyal. So what about working, well, talk about the Sunsplash. I'm like, because there's so much I want to capture in this little bit of time. Reggae Sunsplash.
My first Sunsplash was 1982, and I was the first female to appear on that.
You the bomb. You just dropped the bomb. So was Winston Riley, was he one of the key figures for you to perform Reggae Sunsplash? Or?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That was because that time I have a couple of tunes under my belt. I did Papa Dean, I did Money Can't Buy Love, I did Proud of Me, then I did 1, 2, single. These are all singles.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, Winston Riley and his sister Beverly Riley, that's how I get to perform in Sunsplash. When they spoke to the promoter booked me for that show, and I happened to be on that show. And I was the first female DJ to appear on that show.
Now, and congratulations, making us so proud. Now, when you were booked for that show, was this, because I'm just trying to, I'm in that moment with you, and so is the audience. Were you, when you performed, was Winston Riley there? You worked with Stereophonic System to back you, or
No,
it was a band? Was it a band?
Band.
It was a band, okay.
It was Sagittarius Band. Winston Riley was not there, but his sister, who is his assistant, she was there. She accompanied me there.
So you had rehearsals and everything?
Yes, I did. I did rehearsal and everything. That's the only rehearsal I ever did.
And how old were you again? Just to remind everyone.
That was 1982. He's gonna leave me like I was
only 20 years old.
21. Of
20.
course, 1920.
Oh my gosh, that's that's history. That's big.
That's a long, long time ago.
But Sunsplash, though, to me, in my opinion, it's the best reggae show I've ever been to. Personally,
it is.
I mean, that's just how I feel.
It is.
The people, I mean, sea of people, they camped out, and I don't know. There are some shows that are very good. I've been to a lot of great shows because I love to see performances. But Sunsplash, I mean, to me, there's nothing that compares.
I performed with Denise Williams that night.
Really?
And, yes, I did.
My God.
I performed with Denise Williams. I performed with Nadine, Carlin Davis. All these ladies were there. Even Nadine Sherlin was there too. Mm-hmm. Diane Warwick was there, I think. I remember. All these ladies were there. And I was the only little brown girl walking around.
mashing up the place. So there was another clip that I saw with you. Was it Sister Charmaine? Am I saying it right?
That was on Sting. That's a Sting.
You already know. You see, you already know.
Oh yes. I have all those pictures at home. Looking at them.
So, how far apart? Because of course that's not going to be in a biography. They only talk about the Sunsplash because that's a huge, the big show.
That was 1990. The first one was 1990. Then you have 1991, 1992. You have them go right. But the first one was 1990. 91.
Now, talk about the camaraderie with females, because I saw you were leading and Charmaine giving the mic, and it was you, Charmaine, and Junie Ranks, and I forget the other female.
Lady Ann.
Lady Ann! How can I forget Lady Ann? Big up Lady Ann.
Yeah, Lady Ann was the other one.
Big up Lady Ann. Big up.
She was the other lady.
So that, and I see she still has that, because I actually had an opportunity to meet her just recently and share the stage with her, which I'm very blessed to do, because she's a person, and
of course,
yeah, and she she wants to see, she likes that, and I think that comes from that time where everyone's just. So they just share the mic, and they have this unity and this camaraderie. That
it was a oneness. It wasn't no separation. It was just oneness.
Tell us about that.
It was a oneness.
People that don't understand.
And that was the better time. That was the better time of it.
Well, like how was it that there was this oneness when you everyone was still competing, and talk about that, because nowadays it's very fragmented and horrible.
Well, it was a oneness at that time because all of us were aiming for the same thing. None of us think that we were more than anyone. All of us just want to see each of us boss. We just want boss. All of us want boss. So we help each other and whatever. We just go on, we just want boss. We just want you to read the plate on the radio. And it's my tune play, run go on and say, somebody come, Mum, I'm here, we kind of play on the radio. It was a joy. It just, and it's for the dance, it was just oneness. It was no separation, no division. It was just one. And it was a better time. And
everyone wasn't with Winston Riley.
No, not everyone wasn't. Some was with, Jammies, Channel 1, was Tubbies, and, Striker Lee, different people, but everybody anyway. Just that you don't put it, and Joseph and Volcano, everybody just don't record for one producer. We record for different producers. Remember, they're not even paying us anything. It's sometimes it's mostly free.
Right.
Because we want our voice to be heard. So we just the tune for more than one producer to see which one it's about. So just do them, and which one take off first, just take off first.
That's incredible to hear you talk about like that, because there was another artist that was on the show, Anthony Malvo, and I bring his name in this interview because he talked about that. Is it really? I didn't know. No, you're teaching me. When I bring artists on, I love to get into the history, and the world does too, because of YouTube,
we both come from the same
views.
In Jamaica. We are neighbors.
You and Anthony Malvo?
Me and him happen to be schoolmates for years.
And he saw your rise to stardom.
Yes. Yes.
That's amazing.
He's been singing. He used to be in the church singing and all of that. So he's a singer from birth. But yeah, we're schoolmates.
He talked about how it was like that. He would, just see it when there was a show. He would go and look before, while his friends was performing, he would peep in and make sure and just give that energy to say, I'm here, I'm rooting for you. He wasn't backstage, just trying to hype.
That's how it was. That's how it was. It just changes. Things just changes. I don't know why. I don't know how. But it just changes.
I was going to ask you that. What do you think? So that show was a success. That sing show with you and those beautiful queens in their own right, Charmaine and Junie Ranks and Lady Ann, and yourself, the queen.
We have other after that, many more after that. All of them was good shows, and it wasn't nothing like Clash for no or no Vex Station. It's just that we just do the thing. That's it. Tomorrow is all of us sing with.
Right. So you have currently, and correct me if I'm wrong, 3 albums under your belt. Is that true?
Yes, 3.
1, 2 in 1982 by the Techniques, the Yellow and Purple and the Nancy in 1982 as well?
Yes, I have one with a variety of artists on it. It's a compilation. That's a live one. That's the first live album ever produced, and that's DJ Explosion.
What's the name of that album?
DJ Explosion.
Okay. And then I see another one, Sister. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's the first live album ever produced out of Jamaica.
Really?
Yes.
The first live album ever produced out of Jamaica. What year was that?
Yes. 1983. Heartbeat Records.
Heartbeat Records. Yes. And Heartbeat, yes. Wow. And this was a various artists live album.
Like artists like Levon Cliff, Eka Mouse, Brigadier Jerry, Ringo, myself, Lone Ranger, Wilton Irie, a lot of first. Barrage of artists, all men. I'm the only woman there.
Really? You're the only female on that album?
Yes, I'm the only female on that album.
So do you know who has that out? Is it Greensleeve or VP? Who has that album now?
I think it's Greensleeve. It's Greensleeve, out of England.
Okay. And I believe VP is now the head of Greensleeves, from my understanding.
Yes, DJ Explosion.
That sounds like a winner. I got to get that album.
It is.
Those live shows. Where was your show when you recorded yours? When that was put on this album?
Everything happens in Scotland. All of us, it's a live album.
At Scotland.
It happens in Scotland in after 3. Yes, yes.
I remember Scotland.
Yes.
Yes.
I do too.
So then you have another album, Sister Nancy Meets Fireproof.
Fireproof, yes. Those I met those brethren here.
DJ Mush one. I just met him the other day.
Yes, Mushman. I met them here when I came in.
Yes. And how was that
I
album?
that album with them. It's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
It wasn't doing it with them.
Yes. Okay. Now, that was in 2001.
Yeah.
So you stopped recording because you went into banking and to give other DJs a chance?
I went into banking before I did that.
You did?
I went into banking when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't done many records. I did a couple. That same one with Fireproof, and I think I did 2 single more, and that's it. That's it.
Tell us why.
The reason I don't have a reason because I can't record it, and I just choose not to at the moment.
Because the world wants more MUMA Nancy.
I know.
You're still touring. I just saw you.
I do.
You're still touring, and
I work more now than I was 20.
You want to talk about that?
I work now more than I was 20 years old.
And you're valued more now because people get wiser and smart about this business.
Of course.
Yeah. So you were just on a big festival. You want to talk about some of the shows that's memorable for you when what you like about the shows, what the shows were, where they were? There's
a lot, too much. So I can't really talk about 1 or 2, but I can talk about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Most shows that I've been on. The one I went on the other day was the one in Seattle, which was very good. With Michigan, was very good. And I was in California, another one with Warrior King, which is very good.
He's excellent. Love him.
There's too much of them.
Mm-hmm.
Too much of them, but they're all good. And I continue to go.
So you're more doing live shows, not recording right now, your personal preference.
Just live, yes.
And who is the person managing you for these shows?
I manage me.
You manage these? Really?
Yeah, nobody manages me. I've been through that already, and I don't want to go through it again. So managers don't manage artists; they manage their pocket.
Managers don't manage artists; they manage their pockets.
Their pocket. Yes, they do. I know that, and I'm not going through it again.
Wow.
Because I'm very ignorant when it comes to my money when I work for it.
Right. So
I avoid managers and I do things for myself.
You have a big song, Bam Bam. I mean, you have many big songs, but that song has been done so many times. Tell us about that with the royalty. Are you getting your royalties for any people that just take up your song?
Yeah, well, I put it through Westbury because Winston Riley is the producer of the song. I, the writer and the singer. The song.
You're the writer? Oh my God.
Yes, the writer and the singer. So I get royalties through Westbury Music, that's in England, and their associates in America, that's VP.
Good. So that's already straightened out that you do get your royalties because that's been in major hip hop records, R&B songs, and even sung over in reggae.
Everything. Bam Bam is everything.
That's great. Some people, they don't have that story. They don't have that story.
Bam Bam is great. It is
huge.
It is.
Tell us what were you thinking about?
Well, I wasn't thinking about anything. I just picked it up. I went to the studio I was working with Yellowman at the time when I did Bam Bam. Yellowman and I and Fatted used to work, and I found pieces out of St. Thomas, and I used to work with them to record that time. And I was doing the 1-2 album. I had just one song left on the album to finish their album. So I went to the studio on the Tuesday, Harry J studio, and he did a Bam Bam.
Man.
When he did the Bam Bam, it just hit me, and I sat there with a piece of paper, pen, notched out and whatever. And I called Winston and tell him to pick me up at the studio. And he said, what? I'm saying, if you want 2 albums already. And he said, where you put on it? I'm saying, Mom. And that's how him come and get me. And I went to 10-1, and that's how I did it.
This is amazing. We're getting all kinds of people just bigging you up. Of course, you're the queen, the queen, Muma Nancy. Now, so tell us now, you talked about this record and how you are getting your royalties. Thank goodness.
Yes.
I said, God, because, you wrote a killer record that's still playing after, 30 years of recording this track?
Yes, 32 years, 33 years this year.
All it takes is one major lick.
1982. Mm-hmm.
So why aren't you recording now? Because I would love to do something with you. And no, but even artists that's like major artists.
I didn't say I'm not. I just say I'm not ready. That don't mean I can't do something with you.
Right. And I just throw myself in there. I'm comical. But I mean, just people in general, artists, bigger artists that just want to convert, collaboration with somebody as great as you.
But as I said, I have been done before with producers and all the producers, all of them. And I said to myself, if I'm especially doing over this tune, I would like to do it for myself.
Of course.
Or even someone, my brother, I would. Mm-hmm. Or, someone trustworthy.
Of course.
Myself, my brother, my husband, I would do it like in the family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. What about other recordings though? Not this heavy this heavy record. Other recordings that people want to collaborate with you, maybe it may be Chris Brown, a younger generation. Maybe just threw that name in there because he's killing it right now.
Whenever the right opportunity come, I will get it or I'll accept it. But not all of them I will do that for. Not it doesn't matter how big the artist is. It doesn't matter. If I feel it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. You're that type of person. You're real. You're very real. I mean, recording, you have 3 albums. You could have had many more. You're not running it down because you already have your legacy. I like that about you.
Yes.
I do. I like that about you.
Just like that. I could if I wanted.
Yeah.
For real. I could.
So, any plan making with you, and thing that you mentioned, you foresee something maybe with you and your brother with this particular record. Any other opportunities with you and your brother in the making?
Not at the moment. Nothing is impossible.
Okay.
Blood thicker than water.
Yeah.
So there's nothing impossible. It can be done, and if it's supposed to be, it will.
Yeah, and you guys, the family's still close.
Pardon me?
The family is still very close. You, Brigadier, everyone.
Yes, it is.
It's a good look. So how can people contact you? I would love to talk to you more about just your performance and your delivery, but time is of essence.
I know.
Is there something you wanted to tell your fans that we didn't cover today?
No, I think all the Sister Nancy fans know Sister Nancy, because Sister Nancy don't hide nothing. them know me, them see me, and them a real kept woman, and them know that.
Mm-hmm. How can people contact you to? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have my Facebook pages out there, and all my information is on there.
Okay.
And it's been out there for a while.
And that's the Nancy.
My phone number is there. Mm-hmm. Everything is there.
Okay.
MumaNancy.com and SisterNancy.com. I have my website. All that is out there.
Okay. SisterNancy.com, MumaNancy.com.
Yeah, or Muma Nancy. They can get me.
Okay.
Email address originalmuma@aol.com. They can get me if they want me.
That's good to know. Do you hear that, friends? You can contact Muma Nancy. She's available and she handles her own business. She's not playing. These phone calls are light up already. What positive words can you leave with us today? Your fans, people that love you.
It's everything that you do is supposed to be positive, because we don't promote no negativity around here. People just live your life the way you want to live it. No man tell you how to live it. You live it how you want to live it. Live it the best way you can and make sure you live clean and pure. But the clean and the pure in heart shall see God. And we know that. So just live clean and pure, be kind to people. Share and you don't have to expect to get something back because sharing is caring.
Thank you. Yes, that was very profound. And I wanted to mention before you go that I did read a part of your bio that, you know, people who are they would say the new queens, if you will, like Lady Saw, Sister Carol, Maka Diamond, well, Sister Carol's from, you know, your generation as well too. But Lady G, Shelly Thunder, all these people have named you as being their idol.
Oh yes, I respect and I respect all of them. I have no problem with none of them.
That's awesome.
I admire all of them also.
Thank you for sharing a piece of your legacy. We love you.
You're welcome, China. You must say hi to your mother for me. You know I know her a long time.
Yes, I will. I certainly will. She's going to be so happy.
Okay, China. Thank you for this time.
Thank you so much. And big up to I believe it's your grandniece, Natasha, who hit me up on Facebook. Big her up.
I will.
Okay, God bless you.
Until we meet again, and I see you people out there. Remember, God, the guy that protects every living soul. Just keep it real and be good. Rastafari.
Love. Much love, Jaleel. Thank you.